Joining us now from Toronto is Philip McDowell. He is a former U.S. soldier, also an Iraq War resistor, and he's now living in Canada. Thanks for joining us, Philip.
Hi.
You know, apart from some inside of Iraq suggesting that the release of these documents right now is somehow politically motivated, what do you make of what the documents appear to detail, which is, as you know, a higher than anticipated civilian death toll that's being reported, and also cases of alleged abuse and torture of Iraqis?
I think that it's not surprising to a lot of people like myself who have fought in the war and who have refused to be deployed again. Experiences that I have had and many other people have had is that we've seen things. We've seen the mistreatment of the population. And when I was there, I saw detainees taken in and was curious to know where they had gone from there. I was around the time of the Abu Ghraib scandal, and there were many things of torture coming out and abuse of the population. And I think that it's these documents coming out now are just shedding light and really exposing the truth of what has happened.
Okay, so you believe some of what's already being reported?
Yes, I do believe it, and I think that it's a good thing to come out, that people can see the truth as to what happened, and many of the things that are going to be coming out probably from those documents is going to be shown that it was a systematic thing of torture and a systematic thing of detaining and treating people as such.
Some of what's in these documents is really disturbing, shocking. I mean, allegedly there's one incident at least where an electric drill is used for torture. There are apparently also alleged executions. And all of this, it's being alleged that the U.S. was aware of but did not step in to stop. I mean, what did you see?
Well, from my experience there, and at first when I had gone to Iraq, I think that, as many Americans, that we were lied to, that we were there to find these weapons of mass destruction, and they were not there. And as I saw the general mistreatment, the kind of racist sentiment towards the population, on one occasion I was instructed to run a civilian car off the road, which I refused to do. And it was these things that really kind of made me question why we were there. And I started researching, and what I came to the conclusion was that this entire war is unjust. We were lied to begin with, and on top of that, now that we have these documents coming out, that there's many more civilian deaths, and there's hundreds of thousands of people who have been affected by this, and it's all because George Bush lied to everybody. This war was based on lies, and now we have proof that the outcome of this and who's going to be held accountable, and I'm not sure if it's going to be anybody.
You know, I want to ask you this, because some people who maybe support the war, who still support the war, would say, you know what, we had no choice, we had to go there, we had a mission, and they still believe in the mission, and some might say, you know, this is just the way war is. How do you respond to that? Well,
I mean, you can debate whether or not you had to go there. The justifications for the war itself were based on lies. There's no doubt anymore that there were never any weapons of mass destruction. Saddam Hussein was not seeking uranium from Niger to make nuclear weapons. Mm-hmm. And people say, hey, this is just war. If you're going to be invading another country, it's your responsibility to protect that civilian population. And that's what the United States said they were doing, but they were not. They were clearly not. And there's many people, for example, another person in my position, Joshua Key, who has written a book called The Deserter's Tale, outlines many things of mistreatment to the population and things that I don't even want to talk about right now. And many other people that are up here as myself have disturbing stories to talk about. So it's not surprising, and it should not just be, well, this is just war.
But for you to become a war resistor, I mean, what was it specifically where the point in time that you decided this is it, I can't go back, I won't? I mean, you talked about racism, but you know, is that really, was that the tipping point, or was there one incident for you?
No, it never was one incident. It was a number of incidents that made me kind of look into the war a bit more and to understand that the entire war was based on lies. There was no justification for the war. There were never weapons of mass destruction. And so after I finished my tour, for me, I decided that I was going to be out of the military, and then I finished my 4-year contract. But for me, I was stop-lossed. I fell into the Army's stop-loss policy, where they involuntarily retain you. They do not let you leave, regardless of how long you signed on for. And that's what happened to me, and I was being forced to go back to Iraq for another 15 months, which I had told my commander, told people that I disagree with this war to the maximum that I can, because of the things that I've seen that make me believe, or rather had make me look into it more to find out that this is an unjust war, and it's something that that I think that once you see the writing on the wall, that once you really see what it's all about, then I couldn't, in my own conscience, participate in that again.
So as a resistor, and I'm sure you have a network of fellow people in the same shoes, I mean, is this vindication for you? How do you take this information, how do you apply it to your own personal experience?
Well, I would say it's vindication, but it definitely shines light on the truth. And I think that's what it's getting at here, is that the United States government has downplayed a lot of what has happened, and they've, from the beginning, switched off the weapons of mass destruction to we're here to spread freedom and democracy. We're here to help people, but now look at the documents, look what's happened, and that's the truth. I mean, people need to start asking questions and say, where was the support for this war? And it was in the United States, and very few people actually did.
You know, for Canadians, obviously, it's Afghanistan that is top of mind for us. We're winding down our mission there, but, you know, what do you have to say to Canadians who may also be questioning what was actually achieved as the Afghan mission winds down?
I really can't speak too much about the Afghan mission because I never went there. Some people have. I really can only speak so much about the Iraq war itself.
Do you talk to anyone who fought in Afghanistan? I mean, does this raise questions about the current mission in any way?
I'm not certain. I think there was some other WikiLeaks documents about the Afghanistan mission. I think those can speak for themselves. And you know, I have talked to other people who have been to Afghanistan and who have subsequently fought there and then refused deployment to Iraq because of the same situations that I have, that that the weapons of mass destruction never existed, and then the war is unjust.
All right, Philip McDowell, an Iraq war resistor, joining us on this. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.